What does a meditator even think about? Hi, and welcome everybody. It's Jason Barlow, RMT, and I'm here today as your therapist and as your coach to help you transform your stress, your tension and pain into health, happiness, and vitality. So every Thursday, I like to share with you a little snippet from my book, my 15-step playbook for pain relief. If you've not got your free digital copy, now's the time to act. It's not going to be free forever. In fact, probably the next 2 months here, I'm going to be launching a program which has this book part of that program, part of that package. You'll be able to get a free chapter from my book at that point still, but to get the actual full book, you need to act now. So go to my website, it's jasonbarlowrmt.com, and just leave me your email address and I'll fire off a digital copy for you for free. If you prefer to have a paperback edition, you just have to visit your Amazon, wherever you are in the world, and you can just search up the 15-step playbook for pain relief, Jason Barlow, RMT, and you'll see it pop up. You just order it, Amazon prints it, and sends it directly to your mailbox. Isn't that cool? That's awesome. All right, so today, what does a meditator even think about? And it's one of those, again, I'd said last week, we talked about the pitfalls of meditation. And a lot of people get frustrated when they first start to meditate. Why? Because they realize how busy their minds actually are. It's only when we sit still and go quiet and create a quiet environment around us that we really start to pay attention to what's actually coming up in our mind. Remember, we're on average getting about 70,000 thoughts a day. What's the quality and quantity? We know the quantity on average, but what's the quality of those 70,000 thoughts that are coming in? We're actually able to nurture those thoughts and influence those thoughts so they can shape our life very differently. Remember that formula I've shared with you in the past. If you wish to have different results, and obviously my focus as your therapist and as your coach is to help you steer towards more healthy, happy energy, as my t-shirt shares here. And if we're going to do that, you want different results, that is, you've got to be prepared to take different actions. And in order to take different actions, your actions are very much driven by your feelings. And where are those feelings coming from? Your thoughts. That's the very birthplace of your results in your life. So if you want to have different results, have different thoughts. So today's theme on what does a meditator even think about, I'm actually expanding on step number 1 in my book, which is you are what you think. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. I want to get this chapter here. Okay, so I'm actually expanding on step number 2, sorry. You are how you think, or you are what you think. And a meditator, somebody who obviously is taking some time to learn how to calm their mind and control their mind in particular. See, there's lots of different styles. Just Google it, you'll see, apps galore on all different forms of meditation out there. And, at the end of the day, find what suits you. I've found what suits me, and I'm going to share to the day I die about the benefits of this style of meditation because I haven't found anything comparable to it. And I can give you lots of reasons to that. I'll touch on a couple of those today. But the bottom line is this: if that doesn't float your boat, fine. That's okay. Go find something that does float your boat. Because at the end of the day, meditation is very much about learning to train your mind. See, I firmly believe we're all meditating throughout the day unknowingly. You know, when you find something or someone or a piece of chocolate or wine or, the end of your day and you're focused on that, you're dwelling on it, you're really centering your mind on what that's going to look like, what it's going to feel like, you visualize it, you imagine it. That is essentially the grounds or the foundations of a good meditation. So we're all able to do it already. We're just using it in a different way is all. The essence of Buddhist meditation is to harness that style of visualization to the degree of which, though, you are familiarizing your mind with virtuous states of mind. And a virtuous state of mind is what's going to support more health, happiness, and vitality in your life. Remember, I've been talking about this the last number of weeks, months now, that ultimately your biology is listening to the very words you're thinking and that you're saying and communicating and commanding. So if you're tending towards more negativity, more negative lines of thinking and, dwelling and exaggerating on those stories and laboring over them, then your body will start to illustrate those stories to you. Your physiology has the capacity to demonstrate symptoms and pathologies that is synonymous with the very thoughts that you're thinking. And I'm not the first to share this. It might be the first time you're hearing it from me or from somebody, and it happens to be me, but there's countless numbers of books and researchers and some phenomenal information out there. Just, again, Google it, the relationships between our psyche and our soma, right? Psychosomatic relationships. Soma referring to our biology overall, usually related to the skin and the muscles in particular, but soma here is related to your body. And it's huge. It's a vast area. So let's get to the core of what we're getting into today. The mind wants to think. It's very hard to stop it from thinking. Meditation is a tool to help train the mind to get it to a particular thought. So the object of a meditation, that is, what does a meditator even think about? When you're in meditation, you need to have an object of meditation. Now, a candle flame, or your breath, or visualizing a field, whatever that is, that's fine. That's great beginner style of meditation, but it's not going to get to the core of transforming your mind. It's going to help to relax your body and relax your mind. And if that's all you're looking for, then game on. Focus on your breath, focus on the candle flame, and all those other types of objects of meditation. Essentially, if you want to go deeper, though, there's two types of object of meditation. One is a feeling, and the other one is a determination. So an example of a feeling is you might think about somebody in your life that is currently struggling with, something emotionally or physically. They're in pain, right? They're struggling and they're in pain. And when you think about them, you actually start to get this empathic feeling coming up, and we'll just label it as compassion. And that compassionate mind is the wish that you want to remove their pain, their suffering. That compassion, when you get to that space, and let's all put our hands up here. When we've watched TV shows, we've listened to music, we've had those feelings come up. But what if we could then center in on that feeling and hold it for much longer than just a few seconds or a few moments during a song or during a movie experience? And that's the whole goal, from my point of view, is to get your mind to have more stamina of holding that feeling of compassion for somebody else, love for somebody else, or for other people. Because the more we familiarize our mind with those virtuous states, what's happening is we're getting more expression of this, healthy, happy, and more vitality. Because your body is believing every word you say. So if you have compassion coming to mind, that's what your trillions of cells are communicating throughout your body. The other object is a determination. So that is, for example, today, and this is in your meditation, today I'm going to be very vigilant in watching my mind. And I'm going to do everything I need to prevent anger from coming up. That's for somebody who struggles with the mind of anger, for example. So it's where I am right now as I'm speaking. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So for the rest of my day, for example, I'm going to set this determination that I'm going to watch my mind. And when I feel like an angry mind is arising in my mind, I'm going to do everything I need to stop it. It might even just be walking away from the situation, walking away from that person, putting that control down, that video down, that book down, whatever it is that you feel like has triggered you. Maybe it's just removing yourself away from that person or object. And we got to remember, they're not the real cause. The cause is actually arising in your mind. That goes deeper. But the idea here is to just affirm to yourself a determination that I'm not going to get angry for the rest of the today. And that's an example of the second type of object you can have in meditation. So 2 types of object. There's the feeling, and then there's the if I could say it, the determination. Setting yourself a firm determination for the rest of the day. You're going to avoid X, or you're going to cultivate, that is, maintain as much as possible Y. You fill in the blanks there. Lots of great resources in the comments below, or the description below of this video. I'm leaving you a couple of websites you can visit for more information on meditation and objects of meditation. There's some great books, a couple of which are free on there. You'll find them when you delve into the website. But I highly recommend find yourself some good objects of meditation, because that's what a meditator is thinking about within the meditation. And lastly, I'll say this, when they step away from the meditation cushion, they're trying to remember as much and as frequent and as often as possible for the rest of the day what they had sat down and meditated for in a formal meditation. But remember, even if you say to me, I don't have time for meditation, that is an untruth. And the reason being is meditation is getting your mind to single-pointedly focus on a particular object, and especially a virtuous object. You're already doing it, because right now you might be thinking about your supper tonight and you're focusing in on what it's going to taste like, what it's going to look like, all the things that go in. So you're already capable of meditating. What you might not be capable of doing right now is holding it consistently and particularly focusing on a virtuous object that's actually going to train your mind, transform your mind, and create more health, happiness, and vitality. Thank you for listening in. Remember, go get my free digital book whilst you still can. We've reiterated today on step number 2 in this book, which is you are what you think. Those thoughts are incredibly valuable to your health, happiness, and vitality. And remember, your muscle health is my number 1 priority. Thank you. We'll see you guys tomorrow for my book of the week. Don't miss it. It's a good one. And I'm actually giving you a little clue because it's inside. It's over this shoulder. Hoo-hoo.